Shift is an artwork by the American artist Richard Serra, and it was produced in 1970 to 1972. And it marks an important work in his trajectory. He was an artist who in the 1960s was making notable works, particularly in New York and in Europe, that often used industrial materials like, he's very well known for using molten lead in a gallery where he would sit and splash lead into the corner of a room, and because lead cools quickly, it would then get pulled away. So as part of kind of the minimal art movement, he would make works balancing very heavy pieces of plate steel to create geometric forms that were very precariously balanced in the galleries. And so at this moment, there was this transition in American sculpture where artists his generation were getting opportunities and thinking about making very large works in remote places. And so this work becomes part of that kind of moment in time. It was the largest work like this, the first land art work that Serra had realized at that to date. And so when you see Shift, or when you encounter Shift, it takes the form of a number of cast-in-place concrete walls, each of which are well more than 60 feet long each, across a farm field in King City, Ontario. The field has been in agricultural use since the 1970s and is farmed to this day. Over the previous years, you might go there and there'd be a crop of wheat or a crop of soybeans. It depends on through the rotation. And these concrete walls of the Shift work follow and relate to the contours of the land. The land is on glacial moraine, so it's a very kind of undulating, rolling structure. And the walls relate to the contours of the land. So at one of the starting points of the sculpture, the wall is actually at grade with the land. And as the land descends, the wall maintains a parallel. So it's a work that you experience through time moving across the landscape, and it kind of restates or emphasizes qualities in the landscape that you might not have noticed otherwise. That kind of gentle undulation, you really perceptually feel it in a different way because of this zigzagging structure that's sort of restating it as you move across the field. Though it was made in the 1970s, it's never been publicly accessible. It's still farmed, and if you were to go there today, you'll find that the sculpture has a lot of plant life growing around it that's not agriculture, because it's hard to get the plows close to the edge of it, so you have this mixture of both local and introduced species, everything from buckthorn to cornus and raspberries growing along it. So if you go there in the height of the summer, it looks like a hedgerow running through the middle of the field. If you go there in the winter when the foliage is gone, and the snow is on the ground, you can really sharply see the concrete structure. So if you were to visit it, it would really depend on the season.